Please let me know if there are any sound issues or whatnot. I can't really listen to myself and talk at the same time. And the gate has been dropped, so we are just waiting for the runners to get going. Looks like our bottom runners we are getting crackling sound. Is it our voices that are crackling, or the sound in general? You know what? I can just turn it on for a second and find out.
Yeah, it looks like restream is probably not doing so well right now.
Alright, well let me see if I can fix that real quick. A lot of times just doing this. You will lose this for a second. Alright, hopefully that fixed things. It doesn't appear to have. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of other options, so hopefully it fixed itself over time. I've kind of done what I can do as a person who is not Total, and it's Total's restream. Sorry everybody, you'll just have to deal with us being robot-y. Alright, so, this is actually a 6-person, well, it's 3 1v1s. 2 of our racers, well, we can only restream 4 at a time, so 2 of our racers don't get to be restreamed. We've got Kathanaya versus MetroidMst, Skarsnik versus June, and Pizza34 versus Diddy Kong going on in the background. Should be a lot of fun. This is Chozo Logic. Some things have already happened while we were trying to fix noise. We got Morph Ball. Morph Ball is always vanilla.
Well, 2 E-tanks and the construction area. It's always good to see.
It is. I didn't see what was down to Alpha missiles, but I see a couple people with supers, so it must have been supers.
Yeah.
Nice to find those early.
It also does confirm we will see something or progression at Bomb Frieza.
Absolutely. It will either have to be their power bombs, screw attack, or speed booster. Those are our 4 options to see. Alright, we've got Scars trying to get the, couldn't quite get the damage boost up into the ceiling to get that, the E-tank. Kath got it for her. And Junie is up in front of everybody, but Junie also, timer-wise, has about a 20-second lead over our top 2 runners.
Yeah, as the chat mentioning, Skarsnik actually just had a race a couple hours ago, and hopefully he's gotten more comfortable with the Chozo Logic now, since it is a little bit, you know, you have to get used to it. So I understand that people spend some time with the Chozo Logic.
Absolutely. I actually was I restreamed /com to that race too, and yeah, I believe that was actually the first time he'd just run a Chozo seed at all, so he didn't really understand the logic at the time. Alright, looks like Junie will be our first runner to make it into BT. We'll get to find out. It is our progression power bombs.
Oh, that's good. They won't have to wait a long time to pick those up.
That's very true. Now having supers and power bombs, that's, you know, all the minor unlocks that they truly need already done. But unfortunately, it means we won't get that bump to Rizzo fight, which we did get in the 9 AM race. And Junie making the trip over to 230 missiles, unsurprising in the Chozo Logic. And another early spring ball. The early race got spring ball very early as well. And honestly, in general, I think I've seen spring ball early kind of a lot in these Chozo Cs.
Yeah, it's a nice item, but I think it's just probably because it's less required. I think in Major Minor you saw it a lot for stuff like Spring Ball Jump and Soupless Meridian, but those are just much rarer now, or just they don't exist.
That's true. It could be the same reason that you, in a lot of rando seeds, you'll see a plasma beam kind of early. It's nice, it's useful to have, but it doesn't. It by itself, it unlocks nothing.
Yeah, it looks like Junie picked up their first missiles at Terminator, and they do not have enough power bombs to go to Gauntlet, so yeah, none of the members just will to go there.
No, I wouldn't expect any of our runners will. I mean, theoretically, they could save and check the item at Gauntlet, but they couldn't get back out unless it was one of a couple of very specific items. Which it's not really worth it. I mean, the knowledge can be useful, but. So we've got Junie heading into Bryn Reserve for the next Shozo item.
We see our first Kappa tank under the bridge.
We do, and Bryn Reserve is just one of their Shozo E-tanks. So nothing fun there. I mean, you like to see some E-tanks, but...
Well, it's actually kind of important in Shozo to count E-tanks, just because whether you think Hell runs are going to be required for items, you need to have enough tank on Shozo statues.
That's true. No matter how many E-tanks you have, if you haven't found enough in Shozo spots, your Hell runs won't be required, which can change your logic decisions. Alright, thus far, none of our runners doing anything too crazy. Didn't really have enough power bombs to go meme route. Well, plus in where they got their power bombs, you wouldn't see a meme route. So we will have to see. Looks like Skarsnik, I don't know if he's just grabbing more power bombs or he's going to check the backside of Gauntlet. I guess see what kind of ammo is there. Could also still be some lingering unfamiliarity with the Jozo logic. Junie in the Firefly room picked up some power bombs, which that's a very useful room early on. Because I'll say early on there aren't a ton of places to get power bombs. So that Firefly room is very nice because going into big pain.
Yeah, it's easy to forget or like be low on power bombs because there's just nowhere else to farm it reliably in big pain. Oh, I can hear you now. I think you probably cut out for a little bit. Yeah, Judy gets a nice first try and backdoor Spore Salon, since that's now a Jojo item. Yeah, the spades is good. Just it's too often that you see plasma shortly after, and then you're sad again. That's true too, yeah. Ooh, it's a first. Yeah, Chozo Reserve. Yeah, it's 3 regular tanks and 1 reserve. So we've seen 1 of each, so power runs are not in logic yet. I actually think making the play alpha PBs is pretty good, but yeah, unless they're really comfortable with low item fan tune, I don't expect them to commit the wreck ship. Yeah, and Chozo charge beam almost never, or it tends to be early or accessible. So I just feel like runners should not be checking too many ammo locations unless they really need it. I think not everyone may know is that charge actually can't be after Ridley or after an item past Ridley in the progression because Chozo ammo's not going to be enough to defeat Ridley.
Alright, hopefully you can all hear me now. Please tell me that you can. I guess they won't be able to tell me. Okay, John's saying they can hear me now. Sweet. So they were hearing half of a commentary. Alright, MST does
that's a good pickup.
That is an ice beam. And get some supers there too. Ice beam and supers in the same room. Pretty good combo. Alright, Junie.
And Junie's setting up for the quick kill and
tells Kraid to sit right the hell back down. So I guess the question here is, does MST now go down Red Tower, or will he go ahead and head into the wreck ship?
Oh, and
the vanilla area
in a while.
It has been a hot minute since I've seen vanilla variant. With that explained, well, that means no hell runs.
And it looks like MST is going to commit to the ship.
I mean, I like the play.
Yeah, it's very possible that a high jump or gravity is up here. Ship most of the time has required progression in Chozo.
Yeah, it's definitely early wreck ship has often paid off in the Chozo scenes that I've seen. Kath
it's also better because you don't have to worry about speed because nothing's speed required.
That's true. Kath picks up her charge beam. And MST going for the spring ball jump over the moat. And gets the bounce, no problem.
Perfectly gets it.
That is actually probably my favorite way to get over the moat.
Oh, it gets trolled by the river and has to take a nice swim.
Nothing wrong with a little swim. Alright, Junie goes to high jump, just finding an E-tank. That'll be our second E-tank, I believe, and we've already found the reserve, Chozo-wise. MST taking no chances with the Ripper this time, and just super missiles it into oblivion. It's good to see some divergence among our runners, though. We get to know more stuff than they do. That makes us feel special. Junie heading into Speedway. Oh, just looking for some power bombs. Alright, Kath setting up for Kraid. We will have to see if she decides to take him to the dance or not. Last I checked, Kath's music was a little too soft. I believe we're on MST's audio right now. I don't know. Kath does get the Kraid quick kill, tells Kraid to sit the hell down, and is rewarded with that various suit. MST is about to start the Fantoon fight.
Yeah, not the best health, man, with no suits. But he is playing Vamo, so it should be fine for MST. Oh, and Junie finds speed. That's gonna save her some time.
Yeah,
or save him some time going through
the
Speedway instead of
instead of Cathedral. Yeah, well, plus, you know, Speed Booster just saving you time in general. Not as required an item in the Chozo logic as it is kind of normally, because, well, you know, I guess it gets you to bot wound. That's the one thing it does.
Junie's still taking Cathedral.
I'm a little surprised by that. Unless he expects to actually check the Cathedral item, maybe hoping for another pack of power bombs.
Yeah, that could be it. I know he has been a little bit paranoid over his power bomb count.
Looks like it, and it is just a Kappa tank.
Ooh, that's the third one, I think, already.
It is at least the second, it might be the third, yeah.
It's definitely at least 3. We've seen 2 out of Chozo statues.
Too many Kappas. Too many Kappas. Alright, but Junie makes it to Bubble Mountain.
And MC playing it safe with the Fantoon fight in does get the kill.
Finishes off the Elephant Ghost with 95 hold energy to spare. He had 2 more hits to take. Alright, Skarsnik heading down Green Hills. Skarsnik still sort of playing it like you would a full Rando instead of a Chozo. Junie controlled a little bit trying to get up to Speed Booster. That one tile hole can get you sometimes.
Chozos will have 2 missiles, 2 missile tanks, 2 super tanks, and 1 power bomb tank. So just enough ammo to beat the game. Yeah. And our first ship item is Wave Beam.
It's nice. It doesn't really unlock anything, but it's nice. I did not see what Junie picked up at Speed Booster. X-ray. So Junie only one step away from. Junie only one step away from that microwave.
Oh, and it looks like MST is gonna have to use probably a spring ball strat for the sludge bath here.
Either spring ball or maybe might go for the power bomb jump. Oh, almost got it. And Junie finds the other top bar item, finding the grapple beam at Wave.
Well, that's gonna unlock X-ray access too for them now.
That's true. It's true. Though possibly with Varia. No, I don't have bombs. He didn't have a new anyway up. So yeah, that'll do it. And we'll have to see whether Junie decides to bet on Croc before heading out of Upper Norfair. I would expect he does. On the off chance if he finds something like high jump boots, he could go straight to Lower Norfair.
And we'll see if MST does decide to commit to this E-Tank location, because it very well could be a required progression at direction of E-Tank, but it looks like he's going up for now.
Possibly hoping that the attic item gives him better access. Maybe a space jump or high jump boots. We know it can't be speed because we know where speed is. Junie is going to head down and place his bets on Croc. And Skarsnik about to start his grade fight. Oh, okay. Junie going to catch a save before Croc. That way if the grapple item is no good.
Yeah, we're actually running out of locations for progression, so it's likely, I mean, something has to be in the ship, or has to be like high jump at Gauntlet, or Crockmire X-Ray.
Yeah, I think that's about it. There's a good chance, just in my experience, there seems to be a good chance that there's going to be a progression item somewhere in the wreck ship. That wave beam not being one.
I'm pretty sure if you have Various Suit, then X-Ray only requires 3 tanks. If you have the other items, like I know Speed and High Jump does it. I know Bombs or Ice also do it. And you need checking the E-Tank item, which is Supers.
Giving him only 15, so I understand picking those up.
Yeah, if you don't have Plasma, it actually is kind of nice to have a decent amount of Supers, like 30 specifically for Ridley.
Yeah. Kath picking up her X-ray scope there at Speed. And MST just waiting on the bowl chorizo. We'll get to see what is at this Chozo item on the wreck ship missile, or the reserve missile. Oh, it's the gravity suit.
Oh, that's a big find.
That is big time.
Especially since MST does have the Ice Beam, so that Meridian is unlocked for him.
So I expect there's a good chance we'll actually see him go check the Rex B tank, now having that gravity suit, making that
oh yes,
easier.
you can go there too now, yeah.
And Junie finding the plasma beam at grapple, completing that microwave, so we'll be able to microwave Fatoon, Batwoon, and Dragon. And with that charged plasma, we'll probably be a lot less worried about picking up minor ammo.
Yeah, the plasma will save quite a bit of time, but I don't know, in terms of routing, it's definitely really big that MST was able to pick this gravity up early. Since the runners might, I know for sure the runners would probably check X-ray on the way up the ship, and X-ray could very well just be just empty.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a pack of missiles at this point. I don't know if we've seen our second set of Chozo missiles.
I don't even remember seeing our first, honestly.
We might not have, honestly. And MSC just finding an E-Tank at Wreck Ship E-Tank, but is going to go ahead and pick it up. So he has a choice. I mean, we may see him take Forgotten Highway because of where he is in the Wreck Ship. Nope. Never mind. Skarsnik goes and checks the crumble shaft item. And has speed booster, so we'll take the Croc Speedway.
Nice. Vanilla strategies.
And looks like Kath has opted not to check Croc. And we'll head up and out of Norfair. Around the same time, Junie is also heading out of Norfair. I see doing those awesome looking spring ball strats covering the ocean.
Oh, Junie almost gave that Shine Spark, but bonks the door.
Too bad. Alpha Spark always looks good. Oh, Kath also almost getting in bonking the door. I expect we will see our top left and bottom right runners both take a trip to the X-ray. So Junie definitely is. Kath will as well. MST will head down now. I guess the question for MST is, does MST head straight into Iridia, or go check Kraid first? We know if he checks Kraid first, he will get that Varia suit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm in the opinion that you always check Kraid, at least before Meridia play, just because you have to go there anyway.
True. And just a pack of supers at X-Ray.
I mean, now that you mention it, this is pretty good for MST because he will be able to get charged. And getting Varia actually he can just clear Ridley with items he has.
Yeah, I mean, charge and Varia puts him into full go mode. I believe this was charge here at Spacer.
I missed what was at X-Ray.
It was just super missiles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I expected.
So just ammo.
And actually, the runners might even... Well, no, they still only have 5 power bombs. But I was thinking they might even check Gauntlet too, on the way to ship or out of ship.
Yeah, they could, theoretically, they could spark their way through Gauntlet and then power bomb their way back. If they open the door ahead of time. And it looks like MST, he's gonna check the Kraid. Yeah, and that Varia suit will just put him in go mode. Yeah, he'll have to spring ball jump his way up. Worst room in the game, but... MST actually checks Kraid missile. Somewhat of a weird choice, but, you know, more power to him. Junie has checked Alpha PBs, gotten that Ice Beam, so now has Charge Ice Plasma. Kath now making that same check. And MST about to take on Kraid. Having that Charge Beam can lock that Claw down.
Oh, but his last super was a bit low.
He Kojaks that last one. He's just gonna fire missiles at Kraid until he opens his mouth. And then fire a few more for good measure. And gets that Varia suit. And MST will be our first runner into true go mode.
Yeah, it's not a great go mode. I mean, for sure, you should probably stop by Ice and High Jump just because they're convenient.
And one of them was Speed Booster. I think Ice?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was Ice Beam. I think has the Speed Booster.
Alright, we've got Junie heading down towards Fantoon. Our next runner to take on the Elephant Ghost. Gets nice speedball through. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if MST does the high jump and ice checks, but it also really wouldn't shock me if he didn't. Oh, and Kath going for the full ocean fly. Don't know if she fired that missile at quite the right time. Oh, and unfortunately bonks on the pillar. And Junie has a no muss, no fuss Fantoon with that microwave.
Yeah, no, you always want to fight Fantoon with a microwave.
Oh yeah.
Especially since it destroys him, like you barely even need it. It's a very fast microwave.
Oh, absolutely. I think if you have full beam combo, I think it's 3 ticks. charge ice plasma, it might be 4.
It looks like MST is... Yeah, it looks like he just wants more ammo since Spazer charge is not great. Ooh, but he's skipping ice. That's a little unfortunate, but...
Yeah, that speed booster would definitely be pretty useful for him.
Yeah.
But
well, given where he needs to go, it's not the biggest loss.
No.
I think he still might check, you know, places like behind Ridley and like Dragon, just because those checks are so fast.
True. I doubt we'll see a GT check, but you are probably right about at least Ridley. Dragon will probably just depend on what he's gotten by that point. Junie has picked up that wave beam and is now farming up a couple of power bombs.
Oh yeah, MST definitely has wave since he did a ship first.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't have wave. I don't know. Once he shoots, yeah, he's got wave because his beam went through. So, Ghost Wizard, if you would be so kind as to mark off wave on MSTs.
And MST is setting up for the wall jump. Like he's gonna do both mountain checks. A little strange if he's skipping ice between these checks.
Oh, Kath having to fight Fantoon the hard way, having not picked up the plasma beam. Oh, and is gonna do some Nintendo Power Strats here, to do some pseudo screws after enraging Fantoon.
I think isn't it for how runs? It's 3 out of the 4 Chozo tanks, and then you need like however many more.
I think you need the 4th one for wave.
Yeah, like however many tanks are needed for each of the specific power runs, basically.
MST skipping X-ray. Then again, I don't expect we'll see MST go to Croc.
Yeah, he's definitely not. Doesn't need to go to Croc. I'm still surprised he checked the ice, or skipped the ice beam check though. If he's going here.
Unless he decides to do it on his way out of Norfair.
And he will stop by wave beam too.
Junie gets a nice static spark. I believe MST, I think this is the grapple beam here. It is.
And he will pick it up. I mean, good for him, since he will probably be farming before Ridley.
The farming plus could be for a, because he may or may not find speed booster, could be going for the grapple kill on Dragon.
Oh, that too, yeah, it does help a lot in radio.
Skarsnik making his way out of Croc, having picked up that plasma, it looks like.
And yeah, Junie's about to pick up his gravity suit, and that's definitely putting him to go mode also.
Yeah, and he'll have go mode with full beam combo. Let's see, looks like with his item set, we'll see a gravity jump here from MST. Didn't like his odds on that one.
And gets that wall jump. And this through the lava dive.
Makes it through without too much trouble. Puts that gravity suit back on. And is going to catch a save before heading to lower Norfair. Could be a safety save. Could be. He actually intends to go to GT. Only having 6 supers.
Yeah, I guess he just really wants those movement items or the plasma. I mean, there are good items remaining. We know the rest of the chosen locations, the vast majority, are gonna have something pretty useful.
Yeah, we haven't seen bombs, high jump boost, space jump, screw attack. I think there might be one more E-tank we haven't seen. It looks like the MST is going for the green gate glitch and gets it on a second shot. We'll farm up lots of supers off of those rippers.
Ooh, high jump.
That's a nice find. High jump boots are best item in the game.
Oh yeah, no, I pretty much agree with that. It does let him do a much easier springboard jump here too now.
Absolutely, and his trip through the worst room in the game won't be so bad. Because when actually he won't even have to do a springboard jump, he'll just be able to do the wall jump. Right, Junie heading back down into Norfair, having grabbed that gravity suit. And we'll just make a beeline from lower Norfair.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Scarsnake went, 'cause I remember seeing him in Speedway. Maybe, it looks like I guess he just didn't do the Bald Mountain checks yet.
Nah, I know he went to Croc. Because he's got that plasma. So it looks like MST's gonna have to powerbomb his way through pillars. Doesn't have speed or screw to make it faster. And Kath making a note in SRL about how much she hates high jumpless speed booster.
Oh yes, there are too many places where
that little bit
turning
of
off speed booster, honestly.
Yeah, there's too many places where that little bit of jump that you lose is just enough to make it not work.
Yeah, and Kath is rewarded with her gravity suit. I'm not sure if she picked up ice yet, it's not marked. Oh no, she did. She does have ice.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing her go into Alpha PBs. Skarsnik going back into...
I guess he fell down, worked his way up. Yeah.
Okay, Junie getting a nice fast builder with that speed booster. And having that the full beam combo can make short work with these pirates.
Yeah, actually, I mean, they're not racing each other, but Junie, the plasma's actually going to save him a lot of time here in lower Norfair, especially with the Ridley fight. But MSD finds more supers. That's always good to see.
Yeah, up to 25 now. And at some point, both MST and Kath found other packs of power bombs that I guess our other runners didn't. I don't know where they found them, though. Alright, Junie in the amphitheater. But having the gravity suit, even if he does take a dip in the acid, won't necessarily be instant death.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the rooms where not having high jump is pretty annoying.
Yeah, because it makes your jumps just not quite right. Alright, Junie taking advantage of Plasma's ability to turn enemies' hitboxes off for a second, to just run straight through the three amigos. So, we said Kath does have ice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And MST forming up a bit, and it's gonna go into really fight with plenty of ammo.
And Junie hits a reset?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
I didn't
Oh, this is...
Junie doesn't have
okay.
enough power bombs.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, Junie's got to head to Firefleet. And Skarsnik about to pick up 2 packs of power bombs here in Norfair Reserve. MST taking on the Pelican. Has gotten the color changed and had 15 supers remaining, so...
Yeah, it doesn't look like MST's missing much ammo here. Get some not so bad patterns.
No. I mean, when you're ammo killing, obviously pogos are the best you can get, but patterns aren't too bad from a swoop perspective. Junie has gone and gotten a power bomb from a fire fleet, and will now be able to make his way down.
Yeah, MST sees the bombs, but really decides not to take them.
Already has 10 power bombs, which is worlds better than only having the 5. I understand not picking it up. Honestly, the main thing I would think MST would be looking for at this point is speed booster. Already has those high jump boots. Or I guess plasma. Kath not going straight to Lower Norfair, but instead making her way into Meridia.
Ooh, yeah, this is pretty understandable. I mean, she didn't do the croc check, so for sure she might be thinking with the item she has, it's not the greatest Lower Norfair.
No, I mean, plasma would definitely help.
Nice here. Yeah, or movement too, like the high jump or space jump or screw attack even.
Yeah, screw attack really does shine in Lower Norfair. It just makes the whole process so much safer. Junie taking on the Pelican.
Well, yeah, we found bombs behind Ridley. I just feel like you either just find bombs really early, like the Alpha missiles or BT, but otherwise, since it no longer is really progression, it just gets buried.
Yeah, once you find those power bombs become less and less likely, and they... Junie going for the just the charge fight on Ridley. Probably should only be a couple shots away, or might be done. Gonna bump a few supers in, just to be sure. Kath taking on Botwoon. Fortunately did not go croc and get that plasma, so cannot microwave.
MST's still gonna check the fire fleas, just sees missiles and doesn't pick it up.
So that's where our other Chozo missiles are.
Well, it's not even a, it's not even a major location.
Never mind,
yeah.
you're right, that's not Chozo. My bad.
Guess, maybe, just because of the fast check, you could be wanting more supers.
Could have also been just hoping for an E-tank just for the quick refill. Got Junie trying to farm up one more power bomb. Could just go, pop one of these ores and get a power bomb.
I always forget the name of those enemies.
They're either Violas or multi-Violas, but don't remember which ones are which. Shoutouts to Smokey, who knows the names of all these enemies, and will happily correct me if I'm wrong, assuming she's here. Alright, MST, make it through the Three Musketeers, and we'll head out of Lower Norfair. Asher letting me know that those are Violas, and John saying that the multi ones are red. Well, thank you both.
Yeah, the red ones are kind of a pain, mainly Zero Mission.
Alright. Junie trying to get the speedball through Wasteland to save himself a couple power bombs.
Yeah, I know exactly, Toasty. I actually don't like those enemies.
They are jerks, that's true.
MST. Oh, he had it, but the spring ball trolled him.
MST going for Speedless Speedway, and gets it. So, honestly, at this point, I don't know if we'll see MST. I don't think he's gonna check ice to get that speed booster. And Junie does get the speedball out. And Kath was trying to get the quick grapple kill, and for some reason, Dragon just dropped her. Weird. Skarsnik is trying to go backwards through Green Hills. I'm not sure what he'd be looking for. Maybe try to head into Retro Bryn?
It
or Waterway.
Could be, oh yeah, Waterway. Or even Edicoons. I don't know if you ever picked up the 2 Edicoons item. Because I know, like, didn't they fall down into the pit earlier?
I know he fell down the first time. I think he went back, though. But I'm not 100%. Kath finishing off the shrimp. Fried nicely. I expect we will see a space jump check here.
Oh yes, this is the first time we've seen this item. Might be vanilla, honestly. Oh, it's just a missile. Well, we know now that the, I believe, plasma shack tool. Oh, I guess gauntlet too. They're gonna have our last remaining items.
Yeah, which I think the only things we haven't seen are space jump and screw attack. So those should be between gauntlet, plasma, and shack tool, and I don't know. We might see plasma and shack tool, depending on what Kath decides to do, having on to Meridia first. MST gonna wait for the Metroid to unfreeze in order to do the Metroid clip. Gets it first try, no problem. Scar's grabbing the E-Tank in the ceiling. His health was pretty low, so that's probably why. And it looks like Kath is gonna head towards Plasma. Which, knowing what she knows, is not a bad check.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and just anecdotally, Shack Tool and Plasma seem to often hold major progression in these JoJo seeds. Just for trolliness sake. Alright, and Scars checks Billy Mays, just finds a couple packs of missiles. About Kath will be getting out of Plasma. Has Spring Ball, so could Spring Ball jump it, or could do a short charge. So that is a pretty nasty short charge.
Yeah, I mean, for her sake, I'm hoping it's Space Jump. I'm pretty sure it's most likely to be Space Jump, just because it tends to be here. And actually, I'm not sure, but I don't believe Space Jump can be in Blueprint Star criteria. Oh no, I think it can be in criteria. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's only suits that can't be Blueprint and criteria. And
It's
in fact space. Oh, she doesn't have Plasma.
Yeah, she's gonna have to use the charge strategy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she can pseudo screw it. Never mind.
Not great for the health, but should be fine. You know, she'll be fine.
Yeah, it has enough health that it'll hurt, but it'll be alright. And could, to save some health, use power bombs on the ones on the walls, should she choose to.
Gravity Suit was French Fidelio, so is that bowling missiles.
MST setting up for the quick grapple kill. It doesn't quite get it. And decides to move out of it instead of just waiting it out. Looks like Skarsnik is going for climb supers.
Oh, this is something you don't see very often at all. Not gonna lie, this is actually one of my favorite Mire location spots, just because it's so forgotten. It's the actual forgotten item.
It is. So every time I play SMZ3, something important's there. Like
Okay. Okay, I would not be surprised about that. Oh, you didn't have ice, so yeah, this check is a little more annoying, having to jump across here. But he gets it.
Okay,
And it's
a tank for trouble. Kath taking the toilet down. We'll have to see if she decides to check Shack Tool or not. Nope. May have been just looking for something like that space jump to make her trip through lower Norfair a little easier.
Yeah, I'd say space is definitely, or like, worth it enough for her. That movement.
Yeah, that'll make worst room in the game much easier than that ball jump spring ball.
Yeah, both MST and Junie are through with the bosses, so I imagine they'll just be both heading straight to Turian.
Yeah. Junie should have a faster Turian, honestly, if nothing, just because of the plasma. Mother Brain 2 should be significantly faster than MST's Ice Wave Phaser. And Skarsnik going for criteria power bombs.
And it's vanilla power bombs. MST gonna do the reverse ice clip out of the monster room. Oh, and Skarsnik unfortunately was a bit higher, I think, on the the sparks amongst it.
We are going to get our first gauntlet check. And at this point, it has to be supers or screw attack, I think?
Yeah, I'm forgetting what the last ammo. It's either a missile or a
It's either
super.
missiles or supers and screw attack between check tool and gauntlet.
The high jump was at Golden Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh, and source attack.
Alright. So they actually
had
they checked it early, they would have been able
Oh,
to get
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But as a runner, you have no way of knowing that, and that's a pretty dicey check just for the info.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. I'd say in Chozo, like if Gauntlet had something you needed, most of the time you get the progression to get a Gauntlet.
You'd have either found bombs
you
or
don't really
power
have to
bombs.
backtrack.
I expect we will now see Skarsnik take a trip to the wrecked ship. And Junie is about to head to Turian. And looks like Kath's stream might have frozen. Did Kath's stream freeze on her end or ours? Pulling that up to find out. I've got Kath's stream frozen on her end.
I did see a couple of like lag clips earlier. Could be just internet issue.
Could be. Alright. Junie is in Metroid room number 4. Has opened himself up a bit of a lead over MST. Not that they're racing each other, just, you know, in general.
Yeah, it has full beam combo, so Mother Brain fight will be super fast. But fortunately, won't be able to stand up.
Nat does not have enough. MST can do stand up, though without plasma, stand up becomes a lot less worthwhile.
Yeah, it just barely saves any time, if at all.
You might take off a couple of hyper beam shots. Kath's stream, I believe, has gone down. Last I checked, like I don't think it's on our end. I think it's on hers. Well, maybe not. Looks like her stream is back up on her end. So let me see if I can't fix it on ours.
Oh, and kind of a spoiler, but I mentioned we were doing the 6-ray race, so there's 2 racers in the background, and one of them is actually already finished. We have a dot done from Pizza with a time of 58:10, so GG to Pizza.
Yeah, definitely GG to Pizza. I'm gonna guess if he's already finished, he probably read the seed pretty well.
He probably did the same thing as MST, but like got speed booster and
Yeah,
just
did that
probably
check,
just
got
skipped
speed.
some of the checks that skipped the Bubble Mountain checks.
Seeing if I can't get Kath back going. Alright, hopefully that'll work. Alright, looks like we... Alright, I was able to get Kath's stream back. And...
It looks like it's a bit behind. It still could be down, but hopefully at least it stays like this.
Here she's in Lower Norfair, going through the Three Amigos. As Junie is in the cutscene, the Mother Brain 3 cutscene, and MST just finished off Mother Brain 1. And it looks like Kath may have gone out again. Kath may be having some internet issue. From that jump height, I'm gonna say no, Kath did not get high. Just looking at the jump height, it doesn't look like a high jump. Well, and her stream is now about 3 minutes behind, almost 4 minutes behind MST.
Oh,
so
it looks like it's looping.
it's looping.
Yeah, that's what happens when the internet goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing I can do about that. But Junie has finished off Mother Brain 3. MST has seen the catch up now.
And he's through Mother Brain too.
Not gonna bother trying for stand up with not having plasma. No big shocker there. Junie in the Viaduct's room.
This room is particularly troll with no high jump, but very nice movement. Does not get Viadoxed.
Wouldn't want to get lead docked. Alright. Next up. I'm sure we will see ourselves climb Spark. Will Junie save the animals? Does Junie save the animals? I don't know. Looks like a negative. And we have a dot done from Junie June with a official time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 14 seconds. So GG to Junie. See if I can't put the little winner things. I think I can do that. Look at look at that. I can even do that. Go me. Have to see if any. Okay, Plumps has already asked if any of our runners would like interviews. It looks like Kath's stream may have finally stopped looping. But it would be pretty dangerous for her. Oh, and if she doesn't get soft lock, if she doesn't get a power bomb off of these Deskikas. We know it is supers there at the power bombs of shame. The credits rolling on Junie's screen. I would say we can find out where something is, but I think we've actually seen everything.
Yeah, we've seen every item.
Yeah, and we know
He's
Shack
a
Tool
Shack-
is something ammo related.
And Skarsnik is finally about to pick up his gravity in go mode.
Yeah, that will put him in go mode, though. I guess he never. I'm surprised he never picked up ice.
Yeah, oh, that's because he took the long way to wreck ship
Oh, did
to
he?
Bristol. Yes,
Oh,
he just
that's
hasn't
right.
passed by off the PBs yet.
That's right.
And thankfully for Kath, she did save in the top of the elevator, so not the biggest loss.
No. Alright, and we have a dot done from MetroidMst with an official time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 29 seconds. So GG. That means actually all 3 of our races have now, technically concluded, though obviously we let our runners keep. Because average time is one of the tiebreakers. But GG to MST. Looks like Junie is going to join us for an interview. If MST comes in, I'll get to mock him on how he says Tori.
Not gonna lie, I never knew the official pronunciation of it. I don't even think I think I sometimes change the way I say it too. I just think it's like Turin or Torian, depending on.
But you don't say terrain, because terrain is a different word. Alright. Kath gonna deal with the go. Oh, and we are joined by Junie.
Hi.
GG.
Hey, thanks. This was a fun scene.
It was a seed. No, it just it was one of those seeds where you could really go up or down at Red Tower, and it could work out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, when I found gravity up there, I was like, I wonder if going up would have been the way to go, because it would eliminate a whole like going down and back up expedition. But did other people do that, and how did it work out?
I mean,
MST
only
did.
MST did, yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, you and him were pretty close for a while, but you had speed booster, and he did. And you had plasma, and he did.
Oh, yeah.
If you go up first, really, by the time you're getting to Norfair, you don't have any reason to go to Croc.
Right. Yeah.
Looks like we're going to be joined by MST as well.
I mean, the items for early ship were not great also. I know MST had to skip the E-Tank location first and checked it after you picked up the gravity.
And we are joined by MST.
Thank you.
So what did you think of that one, MST?
I played it way too safe. It was a very easy, straightforward seed.
You were actually the only runner that went up Red Tower first. Well, that was on restream. We don't know what our other non-restreamed runners.
I think the only thing we were slightly surprised is that you skipped ice, but you checked like a bunch of other locations.
So, my reasoning behind that was I was in go mode basically at that point. So ice is away from Lower Norfair, so I decided, not worth checking. I did want to check. I was in go mode, but I wanted to check Bubble Mountain and Wave Beam and then GT because the worst room in the game. I spent half an hour trying to get the spring ball jump without high jump the one time. So I was trying to find something to avoid that, which thankfully high jump was at GT, so I didn't have to spend another hour on that. I was in Go
Yeah, unfortunately, not checking ice. That's where speed booster was.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, and so actually, you got high jump, Junie got speed, and actually we've seen where every major item is. Screw Attack was actually Gauntlet. Had anybody taken their five early PBs? That's so much of a gamble that you can't blame anybody for not taking that game.
Yeah,
What are the chances that there's
exactly. I thought about going up there when I finally went up Red Tower to go to wreck ship. I thought about going over there first, but I'm like, no, because all I needed was gravity at that point. And so, what's the point of going into Gauntlet when I just need a suit? And that would have been nice, though.
That would have been really nice for Lower Norfair.
Yeah, Lower Norfair was not fun. It was nice having full beams, but
where was Plasma?
Croc.
Oh, okay, yeah. There was no way I was touching that since I already had both suits.
No. I mean, if you went up first, there was no way you were going to Croc.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Because I was saying earlier about how I went down first, but then when I found gravity, I was thinking, maybe it would be a better idea to go up for routing. But then that changes the whole plan of routing.
That would change, yeah. You would not have had Plasma. Because I had Ice Wave Spacer, but that's nothing compared to Plasma.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would have...
What, the difference between 300 damage on a full charge and 900 damage on a full charge?
I mean, Ice Wave Spacer is not bad, but
it's not
ideal.
Well, I was going to call it second best, but it's probably about fourth best.
Yeah.
There's all your different combinations that have plasma, and then that
slow super, and that's just not going to cut it.
Yeah. Ooh, Kath's health looking a little dicey here at the Three Musketeers room. Has something in those reserves, but don't know how much, and her stream appears to have frozen again.
I mean, Pizza actually finished first, and I'm guessing he probably went up, just like, because that was probably the fastest route. Just obviously the wreck ship checks were great because he just didn't really have that many items yet.
Yeah, it very well could have just been the difference between he went up, but also checked and grabbed that speed booster. Like, if you got that early, along with being in go mode, that could definitely make up some pretty serious time.
Yeah, that would have helped speed things up slightly.
All right, we've got Scars, who is, I believe, just decided to hundo this.
Heck.
I think he hasn't picked up everything, but I think he's checked basically everything.
I know he was complaining about the amount of missiles in the seed, which was pretty high.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Kath needs to be very careful. She has lured one of the Three Musketeers down that side hole.
Yeah, we don't have plasma, and she used her reserves too.
Yeah, you definitely just want to jump from beneath and slow play this room when you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Actually, she could Crystal Flash if she takes a quick dip in the acid.
Looks
like that's what she's gonna do. But yeah, any other overarching thoughts about the seed or Chozo logic in general?
No, I really like this. I like the Chozo logic. It really streamlines everything. There's not as much to check. It kind of comes down to, do I have enough health and ammo to make this work? I don't know. I like it. I think it's fun.
I'm still undecided on it. Looks like the plan.
I still haven't done my first Chozo race, so after I get beaten a few times, we'll see how I feel about it.
Well, I'd say Chozo's definitely better for the runner's sanity, but I think it's just something. I mean, if you use the exact same difficulty or logic, I think Chozo tends to probably get a bit stale. If you if you keep playing, I think 4 weeks is enough for a good amount of time to play Chozo Seed, and then move on to something else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I hope they do some full Rando.
I'm looking forward to some full rando week 9. I hope we see plenty of those.
Yeah, hopefully lots of people select that as their rando option.
Full rando is definitely superior. I will say that full rando greater than Johto.
Yeah. So we are mostly just waiting on the rest of our runners to finish up. Kath being done and on her way to Turian, I'm sure. Skarzik still needs to finish off Dragon and Ridley. And of course, Diddy being on in the background, I have no idea where he is. I could be a good person and look it up, but I'm not.
I will say that full rando greater than
So I guess I can. Thanks for joining us, guys. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, give our runners a follow, please. As I always say, they race on the internet for your enjoyment. The least you can do is, it's literally the least you can do.
Yeah, thanks for organizing this. This is super fun.
I'm not part of the organization.
Well, but...
I'm merely a cog in a machine.
Thank you.
Definitely doing more than me.
Yeah.
This time.
It's all good. Well, according to Nightbot, I'm the only person that commentated, so sucks to be Plumpst. No, thank you to Plumpst for co-commenting with me. Thank you to Ghost Wizard 87 for being our tracker. We're gonna keep going until everybody finishes, but it's still, it's good to, while people are still watching, get this out. And I guess I could talk about the rest of today's schedule. I have no idea what is or isn't being restreamed because there's so much today. Let's see. So we had this 6-way at 1. Cross Product versus Snake Lancer was supposed to start about 20 minutes ago. I have no idea if it did. Looks like.
I mean, I did see Cross in chats earlier, so I don't know.
But Cross is currently streaming, saying he has an SM Rando race at 2 p.m. Eastern, so I'm guessing he is in fact racing, and they're just racing offline. Or maybe not. No, he's sitting on the practice ROM. Okay, Cross is, okay, they're setting up now, they're not restreaming, but you guys could always multi-twitch that if you'd like. Let's see, what else we got? At 4 o'clock Eastern, we have Toasty versus Zeb. 5 o'clock, Saiyan Kaiser versus Dirksu. 6 o'clock, Odir versus Nefty. 7 o'clock, there's a 4-way, J-Ro versus Wish, and Krokomire versus Rasu. 8 o'clock, there's another 4-way, Polar Bear Bunny versus Leno, and Agiter versus Cerberus. Okay, Cross. And that's it for today. They're setting up now. They're not restreaming. I don't know.
Unless you want to count the midnight one.
Well, is that 12 p.m.? No, that's not midnight. That's noon, right?
You're right.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Math is hard.
Saiyan Kaiser versus Dirksu. Okay, yeah, we may need someone to. Alright. I do not know what the restream status is on any of those. This is unfortunately the last race that I can restream today, but if not, I'm sure we'll get some multi-twitches going. It'll be all good fun.
Well, it looks like MST himself has graciously volunteered for the last 4-way, which is to restream the last 4-way. Looks like a good one.
Okay, the PBB and Lenifus and Azure and Cerberus. Awesome. That would mean that the 7 o'clock can't be restreamed because we can't restream things at our part. That's not. This is unfortunately the last. That's not.
Tell them to finish faster. It's fine.
Yeah. We're gonna need sub-hour seeds from everybody, so I'm gonna need y'all to work on that.
Well, it looks like MST.
Now, thank you very much for the commentary and the restream.
Thank you guys for and thank all of you for watching. Alright,
everybody.
Sound should be swapped, so you shouldn't be double hearing anybody now.
I'm gonna step out and watch the rest of the race here. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for racing for us shooting. And we have a dot gun from our other off-screen racer. Diddy has finished for the first time of 1:19:31. saying, "Oh boy, did he overcomplicate that seed."
Oh, it looks like, yeah,
has not
unfortunately,
forfeited.
forfeit.
He sees those missiles and decides to not forfeit. That's unfortunate, but GG to him. So that leaves Kath as our last runner that has not completed that is not done yet, and she is on her way to Orient. So I'm certain we will see her take a quick stop at the ship, since she doesn't have any super missiles right now.
Ooh, looks like there's still some, just probably like internet issues. So, unbeknownst to us, she might actually be even further ahead.
Yeah,
at least like because of the timer.
And if I had the authority to, I would just have us raid her. But I don't.